Over there is our trash pile. It looks horrible. Excuse me. But some of those we're gonna use to place strategically throughout the place where we can find shade and use the blocks. For example, these blocks right there, we're gonna use them to put our chargers and battery on there. You don't put your batteries and stuff on concrete. So it has to be on wood, concrete and dirt. You don't put your battery and your chargers on that stuff. These are studs that we're gonna use to do a pony wall. Rip these posts out, and hopefully when I figure it out, we're gonna possibly work on a bar, and I'm gonna rip them up and cut them up and use them as casing for the corners of the bar. Now I did not install the posts. None of these posts I put up. I didn't erect any of these posts, but I worked on them for a couple hours, 2 different days, trying to double check and make sure they're plumb. These are one or two. You have like maybe one up in there, 2x10, and then the rest are 2x6, 20 feet long. We're going to use those to make our rafters and just have them cut up. Another thing that we do, well, I do when I insist, I make sure there's blocks underneath the timber so that they're not sitting directly on the concrete. In the event that it rains, they stay out of the water. This is Secret Beach, San Pedro, Ambergris Key. View from paradise. From a place that was safe haven for pirates. They push the Mayans out. Now we did put these up. I can get a better angle of it. So the one that you're seeing right here, at the top corner of the screen where it's getting close to the screen, that's a rat run right there with a brace on there. And that's the ridge board. Normally you don't do that. You have rafters, but we didn't get started on that until like around 2 o'clock today. Welcome guys, hope you have a swell time and make the best. Coming at the end of the day, time to get wet. Unfortunately, with the storm in the area, it changed the color of the water today. This is a rat run I'm going to use to help support the rafters. This is another rat run in the dead center of the thing right here that I'm coming up under. That's a rat run right there, and you can use that to support pony wall. We do work for like, shares, and comments. Also remember to subscribe to the channel. Thanks to all those who have been tuning for the last 5 years, and within the 5 years, thanks for helping promoting and making it possible for myself to continue doing this. And thanks for all the new viewers who are slowly becoming avid followers and watchers. Remember the comments and likes. That's what inspire and motivate us. So these are the rafters, 2 of them that we have cut in prefab. It's going to be an overhang that's going to exceed all the way beyond the rail, so that when it rains, it can offer comfort and support and shield them from the rain this time. These rafters here are the second one. These 2 long ones are going to be this front section right here. These right here and those short cuts are going to be joined together, be installed on this side. Here are some interesting and fun facts about the great nation of Belize. Belize City was settled and dominated and took control over, roughly 16th to about 17th century. It started possibly took flight in 16th century, and then later on the roots official roots settled and took over and dominating the area in the 17th century. Fun and interesting fact about that is that they claim that British settlers and stuff. Yes, there was a lot of British settlers and stuff in the area, but um, there were also Scottish guys here. There were also Scottish people who came and settled the area. Dutch, German. Really don't know if the French were here as well. And most people don't know and realize that the split at Kikaka between Kikaka was created by Hurricane Hattie. Belize City is also like below sea level, and Hallover Creek was a strategic and critical point for the transporting or transportation of mahogany and other hardwood that was harvested by the pirates to use to repair their ships. Later on, they found that it was something vital and critical for them to create an industry based on the fact that piracy was somewhat changing its route and rerouting. I mean, a lot of them. One of the main reasons why the area of Belize became it was a safe haven for pirates, but it transformed and became a popular community based on the fact of the resources. Because at the same time, the pirates were being targeted as well by, the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish, and they slowly started to merge and create alliance with their home country. They saw them as a critical way to utilize them in their navy to basically emerge themselves and secure themselves in the area to become more dominant and to use their knowledge to resist and take over certain areas from Spain. Who I have a housewarming guest right there hanging out with me. He's sunbathing. We know him as Wish Willie. And they also found an interesting information facts is they're relatives to the iguana. So Belize City is definitely below sea level. Uh, just like how they claim that Mexico City was built on a lake or a swamp marshy area, Belize City is also built on a swamp marshy area. It was predominant. It still is predominantly has a lot of mangrove. It's below sea level. The Mayans did inhabit
Belize City. Mayans are also known to be inhabiting Kikaker and San Pedro. Boca del Rio Bridge is also, it had a wooden bridge there like 2006. I recently found out that the name Boca del Rio is one name. Um, it's also have the name Barry Bowen because he donated a major portion or a large portion of the funds, possibly more than 80% of it. So it's also known as the Barry Bowen Bridge as well at one point, or I think it's still somewhat um, has the name, even though now they erected a concrete bridge there. Yeah, it's on the move. So Belize City got hit by several hurricanes as well. Ambergris got its name based on the fact that whale sperm, there was pirates used to harvest this waxy or some sort of things that the whales used to release and disperse on the island. I think they used to use it in fragrance or use it to make perfumes. That's how come Ambergris Key got its name. Double trouble. They're both hanging out there now. Cheers to you guys, my friend. Cheers. Stabilizer time. It's also on a limestone rock. San Pedro Island is. There's a section of it that um has limestone rock as its bedrock. It's also shielded by the Great Barrier Reef, which is the second largest barrier reef on the planet. Playing a game of cornhole.
Got the brisket right here.
Right on.
The brisket is here and it's resting. Later on, hopefully, I'll capture it.
And prior to this flag being the original, there were several different types of flag that represent Belize before this one. The red and blue is combination of solidarity and unification of the political parties that has dominated the landscape. Red in the red bar at the top and the bottom represents United Democratic Party, and the blue at the middle represents the People's United Party. Water shoes recommended. Stabilizer time. We do work for like, shares, comments, and hypes. Thanks for subscribing as well, and thanks for keep on viewing and watching. That's a Belizean Batmobile. It has double flags on there, yo. Bueno,
300
es mucho.
son damas.
It's pretty warm today too. The coconut industry on the island of San Pedro kind of had a major disaster or something critical happened that destroyed it or kind of set it aback. So they had to come up with different creative ways in how to survive here. That would be like around, let's say, between the 40s to about right up until early mid 1975. That's the local roofing factory company right there. Nails or screws? Okay, so screws when you're framing or you're building, most screws are tested. I know the North American screws, they're tested to a certain degree to where each screw holds a certain amount of pressure and balance. Okay, so nails have more flexibility when it's being placed under pressure once it's put inside of a joint. Like say you're putting it to scabbing two pieces of board together, or you're putting in a stud or a joist roofing. So it will bend and it will flex. It have more play when you're using it for your framing work. Now screws don't. They will snap once you apply a little bit more pressure on them. They can't withstand the give and take. Remember, wood contract and expand. So right now we're working out and getting the sides taken care of. The schematics call for one coming there. We put it up. It was too high, 4 inches too high. It wasn't lining up with the other rafters. We took it down, we cut it in, and we have that. Now it's 4 inches too low. That's following the blueprint. To make adjustments and make it work, this is what I came up with. Yes, there's a gap open in here, but we're gonna fill that in with some more rafters. This is where we are on the supplies here. Got a little rafter jig made up there to help get better accurate measurement. So this is a template on how to get screws in a joint. When you're trying to nail this one on that side, you can put it on this side and hit dead center. That is the one over here coming. My finger is blooding up. He's getting comfortable at walking on the inch and a half. When I first told him, he just laughed and made fun of me. And then he did it, and then he's like, "Oh, it is possible." All right, it was nothing, guys. Just did the full measurement, 9 feet 10, 2.5 inches plus the overhang. Got lucky my drop. Well, not lucky. I worked that in the numbers. The drop will be my next one. cord. I actually pulled through the stack and find the lightest one to do my rafters and the straightest ones. Watch this, and I know this is not the right way to do it. Just did my measurement and my overhang. Now I'm going to cut it. Don't know if you guys want to see me work with a skill saw twice. We do work for like, shares, comments. Remember to give us some hype. Give us your input as well in the comments. Everything is appreciated. Thanks for keep on watching. Check out the above section as well. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Better yet, I'll show a different way how to cut it. Using the sawhorse. It's an octagonal roof, and some of our angles have been changing based on placement of certain items, and we just have to adjust as we go along. Just made two adjustments, change from 33.9 and 40 to 45 degree to a 15. About to do a second one and see if we're on point, otherwise we're going to have to switch it back to the original measurement. So the previous angle did not carry over to the tail end of it, so we got to go back to the original. The last one was way out of there, way out of left field, but we got it. So now we're going to switch out and do a different phase. One is going to cut blocking, and then the next two we're going to start dismantling the other section of the wall and cut. I'll be cutting and prepping to frame out for this middle section over here where you see the A-frame ladder, the little giant. Just reroute power. Those guys got power up there. One is pulling the screws, the next one is cutting the block. Well, he should be pulling the screws right now. I already told him to pull the screws. The other guy is pulling measurements so I can cut the fire blocking. As you can see, I already pull all my lumber, get ready so I can receive the measurements and cut my blocking. And we're going to do it double. We're going to do above the top plate, and we're going to pull 5 feet inside the room. Then we're going to put the blocking there. Then we're going to do a pony walk because we're transferring the weight to the attic. And then from the attic, we're going to transfer it into the ceiling joist, rafters, into the post, to the slab into whatever post downstairs, and then transfer it into the Mother Earth table. Got my blocking measurements. They're working on the ridge board and space for our rafters. Cut my first one. Cut my second. I'm normally add a 60 to my measurement. When you're cutting and you want to keep it on point, if you do 1 foot 9 3/4, the blade should be left of your mark. If you're cutting right-handed style, if you're doing left, then it should be on the other side. Right now we're having issues with one of the rafters being weak. That's why we're putting the block. We have to force it in. I need to go over there and help him out. Those are just done in a way so that it's easier and faster to get. If you're using your framing gun or drill, it's easier and faster to get the blocks in. He's using persuasion right now because the one to the right of him is tweaked really bad, and we gotta straighten it out as best as we can now before it does any damage. And this T-strap is coming out once we get this side frame in and I put in my jacks. Then we'll take out this T-strap, this T-strap right there. Having a great day. A blissful, pleasant morning so far. It started off kind of a little rocky, rough, but we're finding our rhythm now. We're mapping up, finish up. Takes like 30 to 45 minutes to pick up the tools, and then another 15, 20, 30 minutes to sweep and clean up. Takes about 35 to about 20 minutes. when the crew is in full swing to set up in the morning. It's nothing awesome to look at, it's just timber and wood. But it's more about before and after. Remember to always hydrate, pump fluids in your body when you're doing something strenuous out in the hot sun. Treat yourself to a relaxing one of those after a long, arduous day. So one of a kind until the night that I see. So we have been on the roof for about roughly 8 days. They don't mess around. They come in and they steal food. They'll even steal a whole corn tortilla and take off with it. They're bold, brave, courageous. So quite a bit of the blocking that we're installing or putting in is to help the rafters from twisting, wood timber expand and contract. And to prevent that, you gotta put in blocking to help stabilize it. Check out the neighborhood pubs along the way when you're coming in and you're going out. It's a rocky road, so rough. In the event that they close up the ceiling, they'll trap, there's an electrical fire in there, they'll trap the fire and prevent it from advancing at a rapid pace. So everything has to solve a problem. It has a purpose. check out stuff at the neighborhood watering hole. Somewhere in there to do some funds the other day. But already looking out right there in my road. Someone's coming out on the way back there. There's a second one that just made the turn. The golf cart bicycles are the main way people get around. They do have cars and trucks, but golf cart and bicycles are king now. The golf cart coming in pretty hot back there. They're all in there. Here comes the other one, bringing up the rear. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. That's a shuttle bus goes from somewhere down from San Pedro all the way out to Secret Beach and possibly other places. I'll try and do research and figure out more information about it. The second golf cart is coming in hot. The first one already passed. They're gone. Came in and stood up the road a little bit. It is Red Sea. The big excitement once the golf cart overtake each other. Thanks for getting out there and doing something about the road. Greatly appreciate it. That's a big excitement right there. Coming in hot. Let's go hard. Now there are foreigners and tourists that comes to Belize and they love hanging out with the locals, but they're also concerned for the locals as well when it comes to advancement, opportunity, and the possibility of building an empire for themselves and their family instead of getting weeded out. They do ask questions about that and what can be done to help secure a future for them. Gas and go. This is the favorite famous Barry Bowen slash Boca del Rio bridge. Good morning to you too, lovely lady. There's two guys on a bicycle there, carpooling. I just saw Kingfisher. Flew right through there. This whole little strip. Wow, they got a lovely herbal bed right here. They should put some more herbs in there. Okay, we're working over here now. We're gonna modify this because it didn't include a roof over the porch, and decide to add it due to the fact that staff has to bring food upstairs from down there, and if it's kind of wet day, at least you have a little bit of roof, some covering to help shield them and keep them dry. Someone who followed and watched also made a suggestion that we should try to put in a little lift, assuming that maybe if they decide to, a little lift right here, so they can just bring the food up from down there, raise it up. little lift or elevator like thing. Getting closer. Doing some blocking in now. I gotta physically get up there and do that one. So this side is about to get completely finished. We have one or two more blocking to cut in. We got our joints here strapped in. So they have some little temporary jacks to help support. He's waiting patiently on us to come over there and help him out. For like, shares, comments. Remember to subscribe, give us a like. Check out the about section. There's quite a bit there for you guys to partake in. Thanks for all those who keep on watching and supporting the channel. We greatly appreciate it. And keep you guys posted. Hopefully there's a couple little activities coming up this weekend. If I can go in and support those. Stick on the same routine for now. Going to and fro. 6 reach to downtown area. Thanks for keep on tuning in and making this possible. To make that transition, it has to be done right. Yeah. All right. We're about to get it done. We're doing blocking now. We got most of the framing rafters framed in, roughed in, tweaked, and tightened up. We got the blocking, all that somewhat taken care of. We're knocking out a couple more blocks. Yeah, run the track. We're back to it, and we're doing blocking here. Right here, we're putting blocking in this section right here. Like I said in some of the videos before, blocking helps. Like when you deck the roof on and then you put a ceiling on, it will trap the oxygen in between the areas that has the block, and then the fire, it will contain the fire as well. That's why you have these things done for a specific reason. So between this area and here, once the roof is there and you put the ceiling, all that oxygen will get consumed and it will slow it down if there's an electrical fire, internal fire within the ceilings and walls. Just finished cutting up the fire blocking to figure out how to raise this one just a smidge, and then raise this one just a smidge, and then start putting in the blocking. Then work on you and get all the stress out, and perfect environment to do your thing. If you get down, you can relax, hydrate, enjoy your students. Soak up that tropical sun too. Now there are foreigners and tourists that comes to Belize and they love hanging out with the locals, but they're also concerned for the locals as well when it comes to advancement, opportunity, and the possibility of building an empire for themselves and their family instead of getting weeded out. They do ask questions about that and what can be done to help secure a future for them. Gas and go. This is the favorite famous Barry Bowen slash Boca del Rio bridge. Good morning to you too, lovely lady. There's two guys on a bicycle there, carpooling. I just saw a kingfisher. Flew right through there. This whole little strip. Wow, they got a lovely herbal bed right here. They should put some more herbs in there. Okay, we're working over here now. We're gonna modify this because it didn't include a roof over the porch, and decide to add it due to the fact that staff has to bring food upstairs from down there, and if it's kind of wet day, at least you have a little bit of roof, some covering to help shield them and keep them dry. Someone who followed and watched also made a suggestion that we should try to put in a little lift, assuming that maybe if they decide to, a little lift right here, so they can just bring the food up from down there, raise it up, little lift or elevator like thing. Getting closer. Doing some blocking in now. I gotta physically get up there and do that one. So this side is about to get completely finished. We have one or two more blocking to cut in. We got our joints here strapped in. So they have some little temporary jacks to help support. He's waiting patiently on us to come over there and help him out. Work for like, shares, comments. Remember to subscribe, give us a hype. Check out the about section. There's quite a bit there for you guys to partake in. Thanks for all those who keep on watching and supporting the channel. Greatly appreciated. Keep you guys posted. Hopefully there's a couple little activities coming up this weekend. If I can go in and support those. Stick on the same routine for now. Going to and fro. 6 Beach to downtown area. Thanks for keep on tuning in and making this possible. Making progress. Those are the last two pieces there. This one right there for the block. Gotta deal with that next. And they're not perfectly square, so I gotta put a miter cut on the ends. That's a great man, a great young man right here. Running the block. Put another little strap here. Double check and make sure all the bottom here got some screws. From earlier that we were missing a couple of screws, so we got those in and put in. Popping up now. I'm jumping on that, working on this little space right there right now. Brave life Scott. See what I'm feeling for the sound of it. Mixed up the stories, I'm looking for them. Them give me what nothing just to get it. Them never did a switch, but I change the plan. Just a minute once I'm right, if you give me up wrong. We got them blocked up now. From here on out, haven't been screwed in yet. The work for like, shares, comments. Hype us up, subscribe. Check out the about section. I normally work with where you have your supplies set in one spot, screws, tools, so you don't have to be hunting for stuff. Try to have some sort of organization happening. That's what I tell all the time.
here. These are for framing up the bar section. Hydrate. Setting up and doing pre-measurements and stuff. This is decking that's already pre-cut. These two pieces go with these two long pieces right there. They go together. This measurements that you're looking at right there is for this side of the decking. And those two there are for here. I take full responsibility for not catching this right here. This line. That should not have been put there like that. This one right here. That should have never installed like that. And the same with this one going down. So we have our subdecking right here. So you can make a workstation using your ladder. And I have a C-clamp to help like how the boards are long to keep it level and over there and square. You can do little things like that to make your workstation functional and easy and efficient when you're somewhat doing prefab like this. And now we're staggering. So we pull the first one, you can't see it because of the ridge cap coming over, roughly around there, the drop, and then now you start with a full length, and then the drop is going to be over here, and then you come down and put another full length, and you work your way up over. So you're tying it in. The T the T strap just fell. The second one, without taking it, it fell on its own. They got scared. I was running trying to catch it. While recording, that was foolish of me. When it cracked, it scared them because they felt like the thing was coming down. But that normally happens when you fully taken out all your jack. So we had two of these as a jack just to support. So when the jack is not working anymore, they just become limber. It's just something that's unnecessary at that point. So when you hear the cracking of the lumber, it's because it's seating and it's securing and sitting on itself. Now it's carrying its weight and it's distributing it off and transmitting or forcing it down into Mother Earth. So when it cracked, it freaked them out. They never heard it. And hearing it for the first time, it's kind of scary. But the thing is just settling and sitting, and now all the joints are just holding. Which had caught it there, facial expression. I was trying to catch it, but the thing fell right towards me, so it caught me off guard. But okay, so when it rocks like that, it's seating or it's cracking. It's because it's starting to, the joints are holding itself, they're carrying the weight. They all latched on like it's coming down. It's time to find all the
Pirates' booty treasures at the bottom of every single drink. That's what's happening right now. That's what's going on. So a little trick you can do to blunt the head of the screw when you're running nails or screws at the end of a board, you can go head to head. If this is already installed, head to head, hit the tip of the thing with a hammer, and that helps to dull it and soften it to prevent it from splitting or tearing up the ends of the boards. Yep, that's 2 inch. Those are 2 inch. Thank you. I have a charge station. And then we have a section where we store and keep the tools safe and secure in the sun, and we monitor it as best as we can. Do our best to make sure we keep the batteries on charge, stay on point. Batteries, a brand new battery should run you like a full 6 to 8 hours non-stop without dying. And I learned that these things should always be up on wood and not concrete and dirt. Doing my best to keep them out of the sun too. Do work for like, shares, and comments. Clever way how to have the hammer secure up there. We're straightening it out, matching the string line. It's happy hour somewhere. Might as well be here. I did 2 different types of chirp, or 2 different bird calls. I missed the first one. Just doing a demonstration of how my workstation is doing its thing. So right now they're doing the screw head to screw head thing and hammer to blunt out the screw tip. It takes a little bit longer for you to get it in, but it's a lot more safer and it reduces the chances of splitting the ends. So this is a lesson that I learned the hard way. I had put the very first roof I've done, I put the decking right to the very end. You don't want to do that. You want to scoot it up 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. In the event that when you start putting your fascia board, if you have to pull up or down to straighten it out, the decking is not in the way. So we had to, the first time I did it, we had to come back and rip all of it. But like I said, you learn as you do the job, and the job will teach you. It's a lesson. It's all about retaining the information and remembering it as well. Doing our layouts. I had one of these. These are the first ones I got ever. They last me a long time. Hydrate.
Primero son los dos bien. Pero acá en el carro voy a hacer. Ya pues allá te espero. Ah, la de lo que sí, la de lo que sí, la de lo que sí, la de lo que sí. Yeah. This one de afuera, ahí. No es mucho la diferencia, me creo como 3 o 4 pulgadas. 3 pulgadas.
They pull off their own trash too. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Help beautify beliefs. Put trash in its rightful place. It's the same with your mind. Don't pollute your mind with negativity, hostility, rage, tensions, and stress. Find constructive ways on how to deal with that stuff. Life is a lesson. Enjoy the ride. Remember to learn the lesson, accept the lesson. Don't shoot or kill the messenger. Learn the lesson. Teamwork makes the dream work. Kitchen staff be slinging, slanging, killing it, bringing out tasty, amazing food. Making a bacon and egg and beans taco.
Chop, not to jump. The kitchen is busy, me or Chuck jump in the kitchen. Mira, boom, va a caer ahorita. Allá iba a bajar el cabrón. Ahí va a quemar su grasa, man. Ahí va a quemar toda su grasa. Mira, Chuck, mira, Chuck, mira, Chuck, mira, Chuck. Mira.